Welcome to the public hearings for the Legislative Assembly Economy and Infrastructure Committee's inquiry into Victorian University's investment in skills.
What we need is critical thinkers, and that is what is required in an age of disruption where traditional skill development is evolving.
Only 60% of qualified engineers work in an engineering occupation, so we need to do a better job of keeping them.
Anecdotal conversations with our membership through some of our directorates and working groups suggests that there is a disconnect between what we're seeing coming out of universities and what industries need.
We're highlighting in our submission the need for greater relationships between universities, industry and the government.
How should an industry relevance test be developed and what would be its key components?
Internships could act as the industry relevance test, whereby the industry is able to rate the skills students have learnt during their coursework when they carry out the internship. So that's sort of point one that we'd raise. The next is that universities and TAFEs could engage more with industry in the classroom by inviting industry specialists to come and evaluate the skills and techniques being taught to the students.
What can universities learn from the TAFEs about collaborating effectively with the industry?
I think that they can learn the importance of actually having all their courses directed to having an applied learning element. I think that's the difference with our TAFEs and where they've been very successful.
So I was just wondering if you could provide the committee with some sort of suggestions about what measures universities could implement to attract and retain students from diverse backgrounds, including females, to study engineering.
So it really is about selling and raising awareness of what the engineering profession is. And if we can incentivise people to choose to study engineering, I think that will be a useful addition as well.
Just in terms of the current or anticipated unmet skills needs in your sector, can you just broaden out a bit more on that in terms of what they may be?
It is very much around those technical skills. So I mentioned grid connection engineers, but we're seeing it across power systems engineering and broader engineering, so SCADA engineers, reliability engineers.
What other industries require workforce development strategies, and what should be covered in these strategies?
I think we need to get to a point in time where the government takes the time to actually invest in workforce development strategies across all industries. What are we really good at? Where is it that Victoria has the cutting edge, and how do we maintain that position? We'd sort of look to things like medical technology and pharmaceuticals.
What's the role of the Victorian government in encouraging enrolments in priority areas?
The government has a role to play in supporting universities with scholarship programs. I think the universities themselves should be offering fully funded scholarship programs in our skilled shortage areas.
Have you got a direct line with the universities and a direct contact with them to help improve the upskilling, reskilling, and cross-skilling?
The difficulty that I found in navigating universities is you never know who the person to speak to. Is it the head of faculty, is it the head of the school, is it the Chancery, is it the Pro-VC, and it'll be different in every university.
Could you outline how career education can be embedded in university courses and perhaps provide us with an example?
There should be one qualified career development practitioner with subject matter expertise in every faculty. So we've got lots of examples of this across the country. Some of the better examples of this were coming out of New South Wales.
My question relates to your submission, which calls for a standard internship framework.
What we think should be set up as a standardised internship agreement form for industry and education institutes to use to establish internship partnerships. Then the next step after that is that we think there should be wraparound and support services provided for all parties involved in internships. That's the interns, business, education institutions.
How can state and federal governments do the best that they can to make sure that nobody misses out?
Education is a right, it's not a privilege in this country. That's my opinion and it's my view. And I think that we can go a long way to alleviating issues in regards to workforce development if we ensure that all young people have access to education.